All right, join us on the program right now. Very pleased to have with us Mr. Steve Fowler, who is a member of the American Zoot Shooters Association. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming on the program tonight.
Well, thank you for having me.
You bet. I confess I'm a little embarrassed that the Wall Street Journal was able to tell me something that I did not know about the shooting sports community in this country. But to their credit, they seem to have caught this fairly early. Tell me a little bit about the American Zoot Shooters Association. What is your group all about?
Okay, well, we're a costume shooting group,
Okay.
The whole gist of this is that we're obviously there to be safe and have fun,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a costumed sport, shooting firearms from up to about 1939, and truly the idea of this really is the gangster era. So of course the Thompson, either full auto, which there are a few out there, or the majority of us just simply own the semi-auto, easier to obtain and much less expensive version.
Yeah. no,
Eh,
no doubt about that.
and then handguns. And again the most popular is a 45 auto, or I tend a lot of times to shoot a revolver since I'm one of the few good guys in zoot shooting, and we just have fun with it. It's scoring is based a little off the IPSC or IDPA style. We're using a paper target. It's a little different than SAS, where most of it is scored on the steel targets in the cowboy shooting.
All right. Now, you also participate in SAS as well, right? The Single Action
I
Shooting
do.
Society?
I do. I've been a SAS shooter for I don't know, 20 years anyway. And my SAS friends will know me as Bat Masterson.
And you're known as G-Man in the Zoot shooting world?
I am. I chose the alias for, I guess, probably for the reason that I'm actually a police officer, and I couldn't very well be a gangster. So I just kind of took the play off of the name that was given to government men by, and I forget off the top of my head which of the gangsters, but of course the FBI tried to make it their own down through the years. But G-Man really just meant government man.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I noticed the Wall Street Journal says that there's some criticism within the cowboy action shooting community that indeed even the phrase Zoot shooters glamorizes the Zoot Suit riots from the 1940s, where sailors in L.A. clashed with Hispanics in Zoot suits who were, as the Wall Street Journal says, considered defiant and unpatriotic for wearing the fabric-heavy suits during wartime cloth rationing. Wall Street Journal says this historical association left some cowboys feeling that the Zoot shooters are idolizing a shameful time in American history. Now, as a member of law enforcement, Steve, what do you think about this? Is this glamorizing the gangsters of the 1920s and the 1930s?
I think that that anyone who's going to say that is simply lost track of the fact that this is there to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't part of the naming of the organization. I came on to the organization after it was named, but it's a fun name. The Zoot era really does date back into the 30s. So it rhymes with shoot. It's a fun name.
In other words, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Absolutely.
And to the end of whether or not this glorifies the gangster era of John Dillinger and Al Capone, I'm sure that you could find, Steve, and you may have even had some people tell you as a cowboy action shooter that you were glorifying the days of Billy the Kid and Jesse James and the outlaws of the Wild West.
Well, certainly, and there are plenty of people that took on aliases in cowboy action shooting of famous outlaws. You'll notice I took on the alias of a famous lawman, of course, probably with the same thinking that I took G-Man with.
Absolutely. So right now, there are only about 60 members in the American Zoot Shooters Association?
Yeah, that's correct. It's a very young, very growing organization, but it's pretty much all over the country. I mean, there's clubs in Texas and Connecticut. There are two in Colorado now, which is of course where it began. There's a club in Italy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, come on, it is gangster.
Well, and I bet it would be big in Sicily as well. I got to say, I really do love the idea because for the same reason that I love the Single Action Shooting Society and Cowboy Action Shooting, it provides that I think that connection with these periods in American history. And it does so in a very fun way. As you say, part of the draw of this is getting to dress up in costume and to kind of take yourself back into that time period. And from what I understand, you've really kind of gotten into the costuming side of things.
Well, yeah, the costuming has sort of become my forte in the cowboy action world, and I just kind of carried it along. And my first, of course, zoot shooting costumes were nothing more than either dark pinstripe suits, or maybe I went to a kind of a summer weight suit with a straw hat, which was very 1920s. And then I finally decided that what I really probably needed to do was to come up with a period police uniform. My first attempt at that was recreated just out of what I could buy off the internet, but now I've actually managed to find an original 1930s police uniform, and it fits off of eBay.
Wow, that's very cool. So, I mean, what is what is this an expensive activity to get into? Is it more expensive than getting into cowboy action shooting? About the same?
It's maybe a little more expensive. It's certainly no more expensive than buying a set of golf clubs.
Okay.
But you're talking what retail value on the Thompsons, and you certainly don't have to have a Thompson. There were plenty of other guns out there that were made in that era that you could use.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my son who has shot zoot shooting with us for a couple of years, is still using his cowboy rifles, his lever action rifles, and doing very well with them, I might add.
Oh, really?
But,
all right.
But the Thompsons are, I'd hate to quote retail price, but I think they're probably in the $1,200 or $1,300 range.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a cheap sport to get into, but you're only buying one long gun, and then of course you need a handgun of some sort. And to get started, you could even shoot just the pistol division, and then move on to the rifle and pistol division when you can afford the new toy.
Yeah. Now I know in cowboy action shooting, the course that's set up. There are scenarios that are set up in advance, and some of them are awfully elaborate. I'm guessing you have something very similar in the zoot shooting world.
Yes, but in the zoot shooting world, they're called capers.
I like that, capers. And what are they based on? Are they based on real world, historical incidents, or do you go into the realm of cinema as well?
Oh, you can go to the realm of cinema. You can go into real world incidents. You can just go into your imagination. I mean, I've written hundreds of cowboy action scenarios over the years, and I've only written a few zoot shooting scenarios, but they're certainly working along those same lines. I just kind of think of the world around me, or think of a movie scene, or think of an actual historical incident, and or just make something up and put you through your paces. Of course, it's all got to be explained in 1920s slang.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have anything simple.
Oh, well, of course not. Now, what about? Do you have any gun moles or flapper girls who are a part of the Zoot Shooters Association?
Oh, we do. Yes, we've got some ladies that have come over from the IPSC world. Got a very pretty lady who's actually a representative of Car Arms, who came out in a pretty flapper dress to shoot a match with us last year, and there are some other ladies as well that have been putting together different costumes. Some of my cowboy action shooting friends are getting into it, and some of those are ladies that, of course, they love to dress up for the cowboy world, and
Sure.
now they're finding ways to dress up for the gangster world.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm really looking forward to following the American Zoot Shoot. Let me try that again. The American Zoot Shooters Association, and in the months and years to come, I think it's a really cool idea of advancing the cowboy action shooting, providing another time period in American history to explore and to get involved with. And Steve, again, I can't thank you enough for you coming on the program tonight, sir. Keep up the great work.
Okay, well, and I'd like to invite anybody that's listening to go on out to the Zoot Shooters website and take a look. The Zoot Shooters are always looking for new people to shoot, obviously, but also clubs that maybe have some competition experience that would like to get a Zoot shooting club started in their area as well.
What is your website?
You know, you would ask that, wouldn't you? Truly, if you just type in Zoot Shooters in your search engine, you'll find it.
All right. Any secret knocks or anything that we need to know in order to get access to the website?
No. But when they open the door to the speakeasy, tell them Joe sent you.
All right. Hey, Steve, have a great evening, sir. Look forward to doing this again soon.